Hey everyone, so in earlier lectures we saw that if you have a second order homogeneous linear differential equation with constant coefficients or second order Euler Cauchy homogeneous differential equation, then how to find the general solution. And after looking at second order, we saw how to do the same thing for nth order differential equations of these two types. So given a differential equation, how to find the general solution, that's what we saw. Today we are going to answer the converse, that if given some functions, question is how to find the corresponding differential equations. So to understand this lecture, I am going to take around 10 examples, all of different kinds, and I am going to tell you a trick how to determine from the given function whether that will be a solution for this or this differential equation. There are some 2-3 tricky points which one has to be careful. So first two examples I will tell you in detail, and then rest I will tell you the idea. Okay, because if I solve each and every problem in detail, you won't be watching the complete video. So that's what the agenda is. And even before that, if you don't know how to solve such kind of differential equations and what are the possible solutions, or I would say how the solution looks like, if that is not clear, make sure you watch those videos. Link you can find in the description for both the lectures. Okay, so now let's go for the converse part. If some set of functions are given to you and the question is determine the differential equation, then how should you approach? So here is the first example. So you have to find the differential equation for which these two will be the solution. Now as you can see, you have these two linearly independent solution, therefore the differential equation has to be of second order. Okay, that's one thing. Second thing, you have exponential into the picture. When does exponential come? Whether in for constant coefficients or Euler Cauchy, if you recall, exponential comes into constant coefficients. So that's the second thing one has to observe. Okay, and then for constant coefficients, we know how does the solution looks like: e raised to lambda 1x, e raised to lambda 2x. So from here, what is your lambda 1 and lambda 2? So this implies your lambda 1 is 3 by 2 and your lambda 2 is 2. Both are real and distinct. And you have seen in your high school that if A is a root of a polynomial, then x minus a is a factor of that polynomial. Okay, this is what is called as a remainder factor theorem. Okay, so you have seen this earlier in your high school. So your lambda 1 is a root, therefore lambda minus lambda 1 is a factor of auxiliary equation, and lambda minus lambda 2 is also a factor of the auxiliary equation. So this is nothing but lambda minus 3 by 2 into lambda minus 2. And when you expand this, lambda square minus 3 by 2 lambda minus 2 lambda plus 3 equal to 0. And this is nothing but lambda square minus 7 by 2 lambda plus 3 equal to 0. Once you have an auxiliary equation, then what is the differential equation? So this is nothing but for lambda square y double prime minus 7 by 2 y prime plus 3y equal to 0. So this is that required differential equation for which both the function will act as a solution. And if you want to check your answer, you solve this. You find the auxiliary equation separately. You solve this and you should get these two as the solutions or these two as the roots. Okay, so that's how one has to solve. Let's go for the second example. So here the functions are 1x and x square. Polynomials are coming. For constant coefficients, you have exponentials into the picture. For Euler Cauchy, you have x raised to something. That means polynomials in the picture. So when you look polynomials, your first guess should be, oh, this is nothing but this is x raised to 0, x raised to 1 and x raised to 2. And we know that the solution for Euler Cauchy is of the form x raised to m. So from here you can see the roots of the auxiliary equation for Euler Cauchy differential equation is 0, 1 and 2. Right? And once these are the roots, we know that we have m into m minus 1 into m minus 2 equal to 0. And when we expand this is m square minus m into m minus 2 equals 0. And what is this? This is m cube minus 2m square minus m square plus 2m equals to 0, and this is nothing but m cube minus 3m square plus 2m equal to 0. So this is the auxiliary equation for the Euler-Cauchy of order 3. So now how does the third order Euler-Cauchy looks like? It is of the form x cube y triple prime plus ax square y double prime plus bx y prime plus cy equal to 0. And what is the auxiliary equation? It is for y triple prime, it is m into m minus 1 into m minus 2 plus a. For y double prime, m into m minus 1 plus b. For y prime, it is m plus c equal to 0. And now you expand this. This is what you expand. You get m cube plus something equal to 0. Now here is the first homework. You will pause the video. You will expand this. You see what is the coefficient of m square over here. You compare that coefficient of m square with minus 3. You see what is the coefficient of m over here. You compare that coefficient of m with 2. You see what is the constant over here, and you equate constant to 0 because here there is no constant term. Using these three equations, you find the value of ABC. Once you have the value of ABC, you have the corresponding Euler-Cauchy differential equation. So that's how you are supposed to solve this type of question. But one has to be cautious when you have a polynomial in the picture. So one is the differential equation that you are going to comment in the comment section, that for that differential equation, these three are the solutions. But if you think little bit, polynomials also comes for constant coefficients. When you are playing with constant coefficients, then when does the polynomial will come? When your lambda is 0, because e raised to 0 is 1. So another possibility is, I would say second possibility, that my lambda is nothing but 0, 0 and 0. Right? That means, what is the scenario? 0 is repeating. So whenever the roots are repeating for constant coefficients, what are the solution? E raised to lambda x e raised to lambda x square e raised to lambda x. So this is nothing but 1 x and x square. So what is this? This is nothing but your lambda cube equal to 0, which is nothing but y triple prime equal to 0. So this is another differential equation for which these three will act as a solution. So when you have polynomial in the picture, then be little bit cautious. Okay, it can be either Euler-Cauchy or it can be either the one with the constant coefficients. If in the question they mention for this set of functions find the differential equation with constant coefficients, in that case you will go by this way, and the answer is y triple prime equal to 0. If they say for this set of functions find second order Euler-Cauchy, you go by this way. If they don't mention anything, then you will write both the cases, both the differential equation. So this was the second example, and here is the point where one has to be cautious when you have polynomials. Okay, so I hope you have commented the answer for this. What is that differential equation? Okay, let's go for simpler one now. Let's take a simpler third example. So e raised to 3x, x e raised to 3x. Exponential, yes, constant coefficients should come in the mind. Product of polynomial and exponential, that means roots are repeating, as you can see here as well. So the roots are 3, 3. So what is the auxiliary equation? Lambda minus 3 the whole square. So lambda square minus 6 lambda plus 9 equals 0. So what is the differential equation? Y double prime minus 6y prime plus 9y equals 0. So that's what you have to do when you see the product of polynomial and exponential. Suppose if I give you one more, x square e raised to 3x, that means 3 is repeating 3 times. In that case the auxiliary equation will be lambda minus 3 the whole cube. Expand that, replace lambda cube by y triple prime, lambda square by y double prime, lambda by y prime, and constant by that constant into y. Okay, let's go for the fourth example. Here you see you have a product of exponential and trigonometry. So whenever you have the product of exponential and trigonometry, again the one with the constant coefficients, because we know that when the roots lambda they are alpha plus minus I beta. Then how does the general solution looks like? E raised to real part into x into a cos imaginary part into x plus b sine imaginary part into x. This is how the general solution for second order homogeneous linear differential equation with constant coefficient looks like when the roots are complex. For Euler-Cauchy, if you remember, instead of e it is x raised to real part. Here e raised to real part into x, here x raised to real part, a cos imaginary part into ln of x plus b sine imaginary part into ln x. So as you can see here, there is no ln x. So therefore this is not for the Euler-Cauchy, this is for the constant coefficients. Okay, so now when you observe such good things, problems becomes very easy. So my lambda is nothing but real part plus minus imaginary part into I. So what is the auxiliary equation? Lambda square minus sum of the roots. When you sum up the roots, it is 8 plus product of the roots. What is the product? Whatever you get, that is equal to 0. I think it is 16 plus 81. I think it's 97. So y double prime minus 8y prime plus 97y equal to 0. That's what the answer is. You can check this, you find the roots. If it's coming out to be different, you can correct me in the comment section. I love if someone corrects me. Okay, so that's how you will tackle the problems when you have the product of exponential and cos. If you have the product of polynomial and cos, then what you will do? Then as I wrote earlier, Euler-Cauchy. So here you are having product of polynomial and trigonometry. Earlier it was exponential and trigonometry, here polynomial and trigonometry. So from here what you can see, so it is, what is your roots? Your m, it is x raised to real part plus minus imaginary part into ln x. So this is plus minus 3i. Okay, so m square minus sum of the roots into m plus product of the roots. So I think it is 13. Just check it. Okay, if it is incorrect, please correct me. So from here, what is your a minus 1? It is minus 4. What is your b? 13. That's what the auxiliary equation is for Euler-Cauchy. M square plus a minus 1 into m plus b equals 0. So when you compare, your a is nothing but minus 3 and b is 13. So x square y double prime minus 3x y prime plus 13y equals 0. So that's what the solution is. Okay, and now suppose if this is repeating, if it is repeating, that means what? We know that how does the root repeats, or actually let me take a different one, then I will come to this. Okay, suppose if I have x ln x, x ln x square. So when you have ln into the picture and x, that means again Euler-Cauchy. So here x raised to 1, x raised to 1, x raised to 1, and ln x and ln x square. That means your m is repeating 3 times, 1, 1, 1. So what is the auxiliary equation? M minus 1 whole cube equal to 0. M square minus 3m square plus 3m minus 1 equals 0. You find the auxiliary equation for Euler-Cauchy for third order. Compare the coefficients. Don't say that this is ABC, okay? This is true for constant coefficients. For Euler-Cauchy, the auxiliary equation is different. So you have to compare the coefficient of m square with minus 3, coefficient of m with 3, constant with minus 1, and you solve to get ABC. And once you have ABC, you have the third order Euler-Cauchy differential equation. So that's how you solve when you have the product of polynomial and logarithms. So I mean, once you keep this products in mind, no, things becomes very easy. Polynomial is coming, then yeah, it can be either Euler-Cauchy or the constant coefficients. When exponential, yes, constant coefficients. Product of exponential in trigonometry, constant coefficient. Product of polynomial in trigonometry, Euler-Cauchy. ln x into the picture, Euler-Cauchy. Okay. So if I modify the same thing over here, okay, I don't remember the numbering, I think 7th it was. 1, 2, here now suppose x square ln x cos of 3 ln x and x square ln x sin of 3 ln x. So when you see this product, great, you know that is Euler-Cauchy. So here your m is 2 plus minus 3i, x raised to real part cos of imaginary part into ln x. And now again the same thing, but ln is coming. So when ln comes, that means the roots are repeating. Again 2 plus minus 3i. So you find the equation for this. This is m square minus sum of the roots 4m plus product of the roots, and the roots are repeating. Now this is going to be quite big. You have to expand a minus b plus c the whole square. You will get the fourth degree auxiliary equation. Then you find how does the auxiliary equation for fourth order looks like. Fourth order Euler-Cauchy. And then you compare the coefficients. So you get 4 equations a, b, c, d. And then you compare, you equate, you find a, b, c, d, and then you get the fourth order Euler-Cauchy differential equation whose 4 linearly independent solutions are this. So this is a long process, but that's what the idea is. If idea is unclear, you can again rewind and listen, or you can ask me in the comment section. So here are the homework problems for you. The first one is the second solved example which I solved at the start. I told you to tell me what is the answer. That's the first homework. Second is, if these are the 4 solutions, you have to tell me what is the differential equation. And this is the last one. Now if you observe, the hint for this is, if you ignore this, then for this we saw there are 2 possibilities. The second solved example, either Euler-Cauchy or the constant coefficients, both can be the answer. But now I have added this. Now when does the product of exponential and trigonometry comes? When you have the constant coefficients, not with the Euler-Cauchy. So therefore for this it should be the one with the constant coefficients and not the Euler-Cauchy. If you don't have these 2, then for these 3, yes, you have both the choices. But as soon as I give you these 2, you have only one choice. So do comment all the 3 answers in the comment section, and if you have any set of functions and for which you are not able to find the differential equation, you can ask me in the comment section. I will help you out. And if everything is clear, then do help me by liking, subscribing and sharing these videos with your friends. Thank you.